Hey there, Pisces. Hope you are doing well as always. This is Jamie from Soulvine Guidance, and we're going to check in with your energies. I've already cleared the space, both from using sound and sage. I have meditated, and a message coming through right now for our Pisces fam, Sun, Moon, Rising energy, or those that connect into and resonate strongly with Pisces in their chart. Spirit's letting you know that right now you're really on a spiritual growth quest. You may not realize it. However, you are really, really supported spiritually on on your path and on your journey. Let me get this out right for you guys. So, whoever you call in, your spirit team, guides, people that have passed, family, friends of that nature, Spirit's letting you know that you are on the right path. You are divinely supported and guided. It's really important right now for you to connect into that energy, connect into your higher self when making decisions on your path and journey, because this is going to be a really beneficial time, because you're creating a path right now that is for long-term expansion, long-term growth, part of your sequenced destiny, if you wish to call it that, on where you're meant to be, on where you're meant to be going, and what you're meant to be doing. It's really interesting why a lot of these words are it's like a lot to say and to think about, and actually realize the power around this time. And again, remember that you are supported. So that's really something that Spirit wanted me to share with you as I was preparing this morning for your read. Okay, so let's dive in a little deeper and see what else Spirit wants you to know in support of your path and journey. Seems like a really amazing, auspicious time for you, Pisces. I don't think you may realize amongst it the trials, the tribulations, and anything that has been shifting, and you haven't, been feeling too excited about it, but then maybe you get this really fun energy come through and you're seeing the possibilities and what's available to you. How this is like actually a life-changing experience and events that are happening in the betterment of you, your life, your journey, what you're meant to be doing. So this is a really amazing time, okay? Wow. This throat chakra really, really is relevant right now so much for you. I think every reading in some regard we've had share your voice or the throat chakra energy come on through. So there's a lot around communicating, expressing your true self, expressing your truth, but knowing how to do it in a very healing, compassionate, supportive way for you, but to really reach in and connect with others. So we've got the second chakra showing up here, Archangel Ariel. We've got woman holding a heart, healer of the ages, and fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Wow, guys. This is a really beautiful time of you birthing something incredible here. This is about your creative energy. Your creative energy, has this power to reach out and do what you're meant to be doing on a really purposeful level. Creativity comes with all our thoughts, our ideas, and part of our expression. And I think this is a really important time, which Spirit has been identifying this well over the last week, about your self-expression and going after the things that you feel called to do. So you're definitely birthing something here that's quite incredible. You've probably already started and have been doing, some of this stuff behind the scenes and maybe haven't put it out into the world yet. Or you're just right on the tipping point of this coming to full life, with opportunities, people you're connecting to, just conversations that are really wonderful and I feel like enthusiastic, but charged up to give you that momentum to go, this is all possible. Like, are you ready for liftoff is kind of what I'm getting here with this second chakra. So again, a lot around creativity, a lot about birthing new ideas, new projects, but also being very strongly in your, I'm getting like this masculine and feminine energy. It's going to be different for you. Wherever you find your strength is or sits like more prominent, okay, whether it's your feminine or masculine. So for some of you, it's now really about putting things into action. But the creativity, I feel, is quite feminine in energy, in essence that this is a time of production is the word that I'm getting. I'm feeling this is more feminine energy for whoever this relates to, because you are creating, you are birthing newness, okay? So this is also like, I feel like this is like you moving into this Empress energy, okay, which is attractive, which is wonderful, which calls in things that it's like you've caught something and it's yours to make it what you want to make it, okay? With this woman holding a harp, the healer of ages, again, I just feel like you're very connected right now, Pisces, to who you are, what it is that you want, and what it is that you will allow into your life. We've got the number 44, which leads into 8, which leads also into change, shift, expansion, and going after this 9 of Cups energy. If I'm connecting into this also can relate to the Queen of Cups energy. I'm getting more like with this woman holding a harp, a change in direction, but leveling up to this place of fulfillment for you. And I don't think a change in direction like I mean, with any change, you know, there's definitely some things that we leave behind, but I'm feeling this positive movement forward, something that is nurturing, something that you feel very connected to. There's a spark in energy is what I'm feeling wherever you're walking and going after. And I feel if people around you aren't going to, you know, walk to a similar frequency, you're okay with just keeping moving forward. And if they're going to catch up, they catch up. If they don't, it's like you're in pursuit right now. And you've got to recognize as part of that pursuit, or something that you're recognizing, I should say, is that you can't keep living other people's dreams. You can't keep living to other people's standards. There's something that you feel called, you feel pulled to do. And this creative energy is showing you that path, as well as spirit. As I said, this temple path energy that kept showing up through the pre-shuffle and as I was doing clearing is really about this place of you, Pisces, and you are the center focus right now of your life. This is not about other people anymore, other than where you are serving, where you're putting your energy and making your work shine. Okay, if that makes sense. So there's people lives and things you're going to be impact on a very large, I'm even getting global scale, okay? So there's something quite incredible that you're doing here. And with the healer of ages as well, this is also that as part of your spiritual quest, as part of your growth in terms of your purpose and where you're feeling led right now, you know, this soul pulling energy, healer of the ages comes in where we're always leveling up, and to further level up, we need to grow, we need to shed, we need to expand, we need to be self-aware and look at ourselves sometimes in the hard places that we don't want to. But I feel like if there's been an area of your life or a part of your life, I feel like someone's going to enter here, not necessarily as a healer as such, as them being defined as a healer, but I think naturally you're going to be coming into connection with someone that just gives you this energy. It's like a healing energy in retrospect of it makes you feel so damn good. Like that, you know, when you meet someone in love and it's beautiful and your energy and vibration lifts up and you attract all this amazing stuff in your life. It's just you've got this skip to your step and people can see you glow from the inside out. And it's just that kind of energy. It doesn't mean in love, but I think you're finally being seen in a really beautiful way. And I feel whoever you're going to be attracting in or bringing around you, it's making you feel so full. It's like you finally can see yourself again through someone else's eyes on how you've always seen yourself, if that makes sense. And I feel like you're coming back into home of self-love, self-appreciation, but in a very deep way. It's like, I don't know if there's been something or someone along your path that kind of had squashed that down a little bit. But this Healer of Ages energy, I feel like, sure, some of you could be working with healers and doing spiritual work and expansion, but I'm feeling more this is a person who's going to just give you a new light in your life that makes you feel freaking amazing. And with this fifth chakra energy, you may find with the throat chakra coming on in, again, this could be related to some work that you're doing, something you're putting out there. Maybe too with this Healer of the Ages, they're supporting you to speak and use your creative voice, okay, is another aspect that I'm getting. So I don't know if this is going to be in the workplace or someone who's, again, I think this came up similarly, very different cards, but a similar energy recently about you connecting with someone who's going to like lift you up, is going to show you your value and help you bring out these genius parts of you, like where you actually really shine. You have a special depth, Pisces. You have so many experience in life that you can support others, where you can understand others, plus being empathic and empathetic. All these things, like you got a lot of gifts, a lot of talents, a lot of insights. And I feel this is all coming together in ways that you just may not realize. Yeah, it's really beautiful and also quite electrifying but profound at the same time. Like, it's pretty wow wherever you're going and whatever you're doing. And I hope you're starting to feel it, this energy, excuse me, this electricity, starting to really move forward. So let's have a look at this second chakra energy and what Spirit wants us to know. Thank you for our Pisces. Okay, so we've got a bit of pages going on here. So we've got the Page of Voices, the Page of Inspiration, the Two of Voices, and the Four of Pentacles. These guys have been showing up a little bit for you. So what I feel is happening here, Pisces, like I said, there's a part of you right now that is connecting into what it is. It's interesting. I feel like there's a part of you that is waiting for something or someone in a little way to give you permission to do what you need to do, or someone to recognize you. Interestingly, I feel you have a lot of people that actually look up to you, and you may not realize this. And I feel you're going to start getting that communication. You're going to start getting signs of your creative path and your creative journey on how wonderful this is. People are watching you and people are connected into your energy, Pisces, okay? I do feel there is going to be some form of communication on how people can work or connect with you in terms of the work that you're doing, because it's like they can see bigger things coming from it, okay? So you might see this is the beginning of something greater that you weren't even expecting to come on through. So now too, I'm getting like, for some of you doing consignment work or contract work, around your, I'm getting for some of you actually art, and then other aspects of, like mentorship, leadership, of some kind as well with this creative energy. It's like some of you just know how to bring the best out of people to help them thrive and see themselves. And I feel there's going to be a lot of different work that obviously you guys are doing. This is a general read, but I'm seeing like people testing out, trying out. There's a lot of experimentation going on, but a lot of people that are attracted to what you're doing. This is very attractive energy when you get that frequency right. Like I said, this is kind of like pre-Empress energy. I feel here with the second chakra showing up. But along that too, for some reason, you're feeling pulled in two different directions. And I think you're trying to understand, where do I go right now? Do I follow my heart? Do I need to, just stay in creative space and let things flow? Do I need to start making decisions more logically? All Spirit wants you to know is flow with the energy. This is not a time to sit hard and fast and thick. I'm feeling this Two of Voices energy might be a little vice for you, keeping you stuck here. And it's interesting, we've got the Four of Materials showing up with it, so absolutely makes sense because that's what's coming through. So I feel like trying to make decisions is not in your best interest right now, and it's only purely because it's too rigid for you. You need to be able to do your work and expand it and allow it to flow where it needs to go. So don't hold on to decision making. And sometimes it's okay to let people know, yeah, let's see where this goes. Like being open, keeping your frequency open, but at the same time, not making like firm decisions where you're going to feel stuck. Because I feel this is an important aspect here. You don't want to be feeling stuck or trapped. You're a creative. Okay, you don't want to be inside a box. So this is a really important thing right now to be mindful and concentrate on the flow that is coming on in, the creativity, the direction. Like you just need to go with it. It's kind of like you're in a vortex or a portal of, I'm seeing like going in stream, in flow. Not upstream, just in flow with the stream. Wherever the stream leads, it's like you're flowing with it because it's carrying you where you need to go. All right, woman holding a heart, what do we need to know? And then we'll further clarify, guys. So we've got the Three of Inspiration and the Eight of Inspiration. So there's definitely something coming on in here, Pisces. Movement forward. The Three of Inspiration is like ready to strike, ready to go after. It's like you're packing your bags because you've made the plans and now you're putting it into action. You're starting to take the steps to see it come to life. I also feel as well like it's a new doorway, a new gateway that you're entering, something different, something fresh, something fun. And you're seeing it where it leads, where it goes with this Three of Inspiration energy. But it's going to move forward a lot quicker than you think, okay, with this Eight of Inspiration showing up. What else do we need to know for our Pisces? Too many cards. Give us one. We've got the Three of Voices showing up. What else do we need to know here? Thank you. Okay, they've given us two more. We've got the Empress energy and manifestation. The Magician. So this is really interesting here because I think here I'm getting that you wanted someone to come on this exciting path and journey with you. And I think you recognize, or will soon recognize, that there was something that was really important to you as you were expanding, as you were growing, as you were leveling up. But I think there's something that you realized here, that they just weren't on your level. They weren't understanding of how you create in this world. They weren't understanding of that. Amongst potential struggles that you've had, amongst potential challenges that you've had, that you've always been the same person. Just sometimes, you're going to have days, weeks, months that you shine brighter than others. Some days where you're attracting more in than others. Some days that you just need to focus on you and go into yourself and figure out what's next or what you want. That has all shifted for you recently, Pisces, if you've been sitting in that energy. And I feel as part of this, like I said, this woman holding a heart, this is about your journey and what makes you feel good about you, where you feel seen that way, where you feel supported that way, knowing who you are. And you have standards. And it's not that, you're dismissing anything or anyone who I'm not saying from an egotistical perspective, importantly, is what I'm trying to say. It's not like you're on a pedestal or anything like that. This is like a nurtured, loving energy of recognizing your self-worth. And if people can't recognize that is supposed to be important and appreciate it, it's like, I need to be honest with myself and I need to keep moving forward because I am this Empress energy. I am someone who can attract things in that I want, who can attract the right people, who just can operate at a frequency and have this belief and experience behind them that, is... It's interesting. It's kind of like I'm getting unmatched because you know your worth, but for some reason, someone along this path just hasn't touched that part of you or given you that kind of like acknowledgement, I think. And it's kept you down for a little too long. And I feel like that's something that you're choosing to move on from in some regard. I'm just getting here. It's like you're not bringing any more pain from your an old chapter of your life. You're not bringing that with you. You're acknowledging it. I think you're blessing it and moving on. With the Magician energy too, you're really in a place of just, what do I want? What do I want to create? You've got very attractive energy, and attractive energy meaning, again, bringing in, knowing your worth. It's just a new power that you have that is very bright, and people are feeling called into it, or the frequency that you're operating at is you're attracting the things that you desire in. We're going to clarify further, guys, but let's just get through this. Healer of the Ages. Thank you, Spirit. So we've got the Hierophant and the Muse of Materials. Yeah, I do feel, like I said, there's some form of spiritual quest here. And I feel whoever's coming in to support this is very stable, very grounded. I'm also getting like they're quite sure of themselves. They might have a little bit of charisma and swagger that can be a little on the edge of, they really love themselves, but I'm feeling it. They're also quite like in service. They may be a type of person that just like, they really care. They're really into helping certain communities or groups, but their teams, and there's someone who's a leader is what I feel. But in addition to being a leader, just someone who's very sure of themselves. And it's actually quite a nice energy. And I feel this is the energy that lifts you up, because there may be some reflection here of who they are and what they bring and who you are, but you hadn't been operating potentially at that level for a little bit, Pisces, because you've been working on other things. You've been finding your path, finding your way, probably clearing out a whole bunch of, karmic crap that you had to clear out. So amongst this Hierophant energy and the Star, if there is a connection here that you are seeking to be healed, if there is some form of marriage or commitment towards someone, I think you're just more blessing it than anything, and you're really focused on your path and journey. There is someone who wants to come through and offer you a form of stability and success, as in what has meaning to you. I am seeing this, but I really do feel right now this is about your path and journey and what it is that you want, and getting you closer to the things that you feel called and led to do, things that you aspire. And with this Star energy, it's one of healing, because I'm seeing healing here, but expansion at the same time. I do think there's something or someone that you're potentially leaving behind here, which does cause a little bit of underlying, sadness, because you did hope for things to work out. But, let's have a look and see where this goes. But there is something solid coming on in terms of offer communication. Someone that wants to do things with you. That it's like someone wants to commit to an opportunity, a path, a journey with you. And I feel it's very, I don't know why the word keeps coming up, humbling. Let's get some more here about the fifth chakra energy. It's too many. Spirit, could you give us some clear messages here for the fifth chakra energy for our Pisces fam? Thank you. What do we need to know? All right, guys. So, oh, I need two more. That was really bizarre. I did have two and I was like, no, way too many. Could just give us two more. Thank you, Spirit, for our Pisces to further clarify this. Interesting. So I feel there's something here in the past, Pisces, that the way that you've potentially communicated has caused some form of disruption, okay? And maybe this is something too that you're trying to learn. And I've got a smile on my face because this is the realization here that you may not realize. I think sometimes the things that you speak are true, are direct, and powerful. And some people don't want to hear it because they have to reflect on themselves. I do think a lot of the time your delivery is compassionate and kind. Sometimes can be brash. Like I said, straightforward. It's like you're getting the sword out and this is like, I'm fucking done. I've been trying to be supportive. I'm trying to be here. So again, whether this is in the workplace, whether this is in home, I think you've got this beautiful energy about you, but at the same time, you get to a point of no nonsense, and people sometimes struggle with you showing up this way. And honestly, it's their problem, not yours, but you're holding some guilt and some, like, you're trying to learn how you can communicate in a more powerful way without disrupting things. The reality is some people are just never ready to hear the truth because they have to look at themselves. Some people are just so good at looking at everyone else, judging everyone else, but people aren't willing to look at themselves. And those people that we know who aren't willing to look at themselves, there's something else going on there, okay? So if this has been your experience, this is not a time, like, don't be hard on yourself. There's lessons you can also learn, different approaches, different ways, but this is something that you've got to test and try. And every person, this is where emotional intelligence comes in. Every person is going to be different. So there's many different methods to communicate with people. There's many different things that can trigger people, but being aware of what's going on around you will help you navigate this. But please do not take on the burden of other people's BS, okay? You do not need to feel guilty about being real, okay? Sure, be mindful of your delivery, but I feel like if you're operating in a loving, compassionate way, sometimes it doesn't matter what you say. It's just people have their own way of taking on things and responding. But yeah, that was just really important to come up, like not to blame yourself or be hard on yourself. So as part of this, I think you're really looking at what's next for you, Pisces, with this Seven of Emotions, because I think there's either two things happening here. In addition for you learning ways to communicate that puts you in a very strong position or makes you feel free in that expression, there's also this part too that I feel someone is communicating with you that may be quite surprising and not something you're expecting, and it's now putting you in a state of like, whoa, hang on, this is what I've always wanted. This is like, yes, I'm getting the Six of Materials. I'm just getting yes energy. It's like it's coming to you in a big way, balancing things out that you've been calling in, that you've been wanting, that you've been desiring. In addition to this Two of Emotions, I'm getting like a connection. I don't know for some of you if this is a reconnection, but there's a connection. Like I'm feeling something like a yin yang energy here. And it's interesting because we've got the Six of Materials, which is balance, but then the Two of the Motions. But I'm getting a very yin-yang energy from this. But again, there's something that you have received that you're now like, hang on, what am I going to do now? Where am I going to go? But I'm feeling like this is very powerful. And this could be in regards to a lot of work around communication, around leading, around motivating others. Like, there's a lot of things here, but this could also be an important conversation that needs to be had that hasn't been had yet. Okay, that maybe you've been diverting, neglecting because you're trying to avoid a tower moment. Yeah, this is really awesome. All right, now let's further clarify on what else you need to know here. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the clarifier over here again is the Six of Pentacles, okay, that is showing up with this second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Let me just get the rest in and then what else do we need to know for our Pisces? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, you're starting to do things a new way, Pisces, and I'm liking this for you. I think you're starting to recognize and claiming a bit more back of where you've let yourself bleed out a little bit. And what I mean by that is kind of like a bleeding heart in retrospect to doing everything to keep everyone happy, or trying and trying and trying and trying. And it's like you're kind of hurting yourself little bit by little bit, but you start getting used to that pain. So you're doing more and more, and then there's a little bit more of a chip, another bit of a chip, and you're getting used to operating that way. But then when you've sat down and had a really good look at it, you're like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, again, it's like you're recognizing your sense of worth. You're recognizing you don't want to be put in a box. You've got a lot of wisdom, talent, amazingness behind you. And I don't think, it's like you've seen things in a different way now, and you're recognizing this within yourself, okay? And I just don't think you're settling anymore. So we've got the Six of Pentacles showing up with the Death energy, okay? We've got the Page of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So when we have a look at this overall, there's really something here that you're in pursuit of and transforming the way that you do things. I feel that whatever has been a burden, it's like you've raised the flag to it, acknowledged it. And like I said, it's like you want to do things differently. You're tired of doing things the own way, the old way, the old way. So I'm feeling like this death energy is just being really aware of what's been happening, of how you've let yourself down in some way, how you've maybe self-sabotaged, how you've maybe allowed others to, where you've given your power away a bit, I guess, here. But wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, you're going to start seeing there's a lot of things coming in, like I said, for you with the Six of Pentacles, the Death card. Things are going to be shifting. You're going to start seeing what it is that you're desiring is coming in because you've decided to let go of what hasn't been serving you. You recognize that you're allowed to receive just as much as you give. And usually with the ebb and flow in that's how things work when you're in a really high frequency energy of giving, because you want to give, but you're open to receiving as well, I think is really important. So anything that's coming on in that you want to do, it's okay to do it. You don't need permission off anyone, Pisces. Okay, is what I'm getting. You don't need permission, but it doesn't mean because you accept something that another door closes. I think it's just being real with yourself of the kind of the conditions is what they're saying. So like you set your standard. You set what feels good for you at the end of the day, and how you can work and compromise around that. Because wherever you're going and whatever you're doing, like I'm seeing very strong movement forward. Even this death energy is this strong movement forward, okay? Moving forward towards the sun, moving forward towards your purpose. It's just, I feel like you're just shedding this old version of yourself because it's not where you want to be anymore. But lessons learned, it's like the transformation and rebirth that comes with it, but you're in a very strong place, okay? And I feel as part of this strength that you have in your movement forward, it's interesting with this Page of Swords energy and the Five of Swords energy, because there may be some challenging information that's coming through along your path. And I feel this could be part of you trying to stay in a place of, I don't need this disruption. I'm in a good place. But I feel like someone is watching where you're going, what you're doing. They're seeing that you're manifesting. They're seeing that you've moved on to new places. You're doing things differently. And if you've been close to someone that you're not close to anymore, who actually knows you pretty well, they're seeing this change in you, okay? And I don't know if the only way they know how to communicate is, or to get your attention, is to cause some form of conflict. They operate a little unhealthily, okay, when it comes to trying to engage and communicate with you. And maybe, like I said, there's things to learn and lessons here, but I don't even think you're going to worry too much about this energy. I think you're going to just focus on you and your internal journey and your spiritual journey is what I'm getting here. So, where there is a bump in the road, it's just further lessons and also going to show you the power in you of not to get caught in or sucked into that energy, okay? You've got the Knight of Pentacles twice. So there's definitely a solid offer and opportunity that I think you've been waiting for to come through that's showing up here for you. That's truly going to balance things out. But this movement forward with this Wheel of Fortune is really in alignment to where you're meant to be. It's like the dial is turning. Life is shifting to where you are meant to be, destined, like a destined path. And that was a message before, like I said, that we came here today with the pre-shuffle. There's this growth, this ascension. Amongst the ascension is your purpose, your path, and your destiny, like something you have to do here while you're living on this earth plane. And this is the time where things are really shifting. This is a long-term shift, change, and hence why there had to be such a significant experience with this rebirth, this realization. And while it might have been hard and challenging, and sometimes not wanting to move on, you don't need to feel trapped anymore. I feel like your spirit is just expanding hugely, and part of that spirit is your soul path and journey. I'm going to leave that with you, Pisces. I hope this resonates with you. Sending you a whole bunch of love and support. I appreciate you always. And yeah, we'll catch you next time. Bye now.